Before we jump into anything else, I'd kind of like to give folks a chance to get settled. If those of you who are outside and are finished want to come inside, we'll put up some chairs for you so you can at least come inside and be part of the activity, and we'll let you guys get settled in a little bit. There are some spaces, I see some empty spaces at some of the tables for those of you that are still going through. Although I see for some of you it's your second and third time, so you probably have a seat. Brian? Well, we're going to kind of veer away a little bit from the agenda that you see on the sheet of paper that you're given. Brian's going to come up and share a little bit real quickly. And he, of course, is the head of SPRC, as well as many other things.
So, thanks, Fred. You have the program in front of you. We're obviously celebrating the ministry of Reverend Candace, but I also wanted to acknowledge and recognize another dear staff member that we are also saying goodbye today. That's Reverend Mark Lansbury. So Mark, would you please join me up here? Mark's our pastor in media, and he does so many things that we had to get two people to reflect on. He really puts a lot of the stuff together that adds life and visuals to the ministry series that Candace and the worship design team come together. This ranges from video editing to graphic selection and graphic design, all the website design and management, and everything that gives a great look and feel, and also makes the special things we have here at Desert Skies more accessible to our broader online community. In addition to that, I think, he was part-time pastor down at Vale for a period of time. And then most importantly, and this is in my opinion, but probably some others, he is incredible support for Candace that enables her to do what she does as a minister, because we all know how difficult that is. And so we all get to dump on her, and then Bart has to pick her back up. So, he really has enabled her to be the wonderful senior pastor she is. So, Bart, please accept our thanks, just a small gift.
Thank you.
Of our appreciation. And so please join me. God bless you.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Okay, it looks like we're ready for some more. Candace, when we talked to her about what she'd like today, she said music. She loves music. She loves all types of music, the choir, the praise bands.
Steve, it's all...
She likes to participate in them when she can, so we tried to include all of our musical groups today as much as we can and make that special for her. So what have we got first? We've got, I guess, the first group on the list, and I see they're kind of walking around a little bit, so I'll give them a second. But it's going to be the Vale Praise Band. We got a chance to hear some of them this morning, which is really pretty special. So if you guys are, whenever you guys are ready to get set up and go, we're ready to listen to you. Thanks.
Test, mic test.
We have this thing working now, too. Judy.
I need to, but just lean it up against the wall. Would you please?
Good afternoon.
Can you move it up?
Right at noon. I think it's a good time to get started. Before I start, I just want to say thank you so much, Pastor Candace, what you've done for me, my family, and can you hear me? What you've done for me and my family, bringing us here. We are your praise band. We're so happy to be here, so honored to be here, just for Candace. So we, Pastor Candace, we thank you so much for your ministry. Pastor Mark, we thank you so much for you guys. All right. The song we're going to sing is "My Life Is in Your Hands" by Kirk Franklin. So we just ask that you just prepare your hearts. All right. And don't you be afraid, but joy comes in the morning. Troubles, they don't last always, for there's a friend in Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand, yes. Oh, no, may come away. My life is in your hands. So many tests and trials, they seem to get you down. And all your friends and loved ones, they're nowhere to be found. Remember, there's a friend in Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, I know that I can stand, yes. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. With Jesus inside, it can take me. With Him, I know I can stand, yes. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands.
Well, I can already tell that people are going to go down and visit Vail more often now, right? Yeah, it was special. Thanks, guys. How many of you saw the Indy 500 this year? Not too many, huh? Well, at the end, they had to stop and start the race 3 times in like the last 10 laps. And it made me think this morning, seeing such a wonderful group of people in attendance, that maybe Candace, you should start and stop this and do this about 3 more times, so we can just continue to have this ongoing celebration and congregational outpouring. I'm going to again steer away from the agenda a little bit, because we all know here at Desert Skies that we are very flexible and love change. So, well, sort of. But Lorna and the children have put together something special for Candace that they wanted to present to her. And how can I say no to Lorna?
Can you hear me? Probably not. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Anyway, welcome, and I'm the chairperson for Children's Ministry.
Talk directly to the mic.
Get closer, get closer.
Get closer.
Okay.
Get closer.
Yeah.
A little closer. Go ahead, Fred.
I can't show what I'm going to present to Candace. But anyway, with the Children's Ministry, we are grateful to Candace. And we wanted to do something a little different, and we're known for our creativity. And so we became very creative for Candace. And what we've done is we've done a booklet for her to keep in it. And on the first page, it's written from our committee members and myself. Dear Reverend Candace, we dedicate this creative book to you in honor of your spirit and your energy that was brought to us. Inside there are words of inspiration, motivation, and characteristics along with the love and dedication. Also included are our own personal notes of gratitude that hopefully will bring a smile to your face and warm your heart with love. With blessings and love, the Children's Ministry. And inside our book, we have individual pages that tell a story about Candace and how we see her. Of course, we all know dream big. Okay. We also have some inspirational writing and devotional as well. The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy you with good things. Go after your dreams. God created you to live them. You go to the next page and you make things happen. This is Candace. We have more inspirational writing for you. Rejoice in every day of your life, and Candace showed us that. But our recipe for an amazing woman is, I can read it. Start with your grace and honesty. Mix it with humility. Add strength of, can't read it, your characteristics. And those are secrets of life, surprises. Fold in personality. Treat with generosity. Pour cord them all together with love, and then you have an amazing woman. And then we've listed our Sunday school children on another page. Our next page, of course, is the time is now. With more scripture guidance and description for Candace. She's the kind of person who looks at a cloud and says to herself, "There is a rainbow in just a little while." Then she kicks off her shoes and dances in the puddles until the sun comes again. No doubt about it, a woman on fire for God is a force to be reckoned with. So, be fearless, because she is very, very faithful and fearless in what she does. And let's not forget about joy, for God says, and knowing joy is knowing the Lord, and Candace knows the Lord. So, for I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good. So, be you. We have another page of dedication. We also have more children that were in our Sunday school. Because of what Christ has done, we have become gifts of God that He delights in. She loved the Lord with all her heart, and it cast on amazing light in everything she did. So let's be amazing, let's be grateful, and let's be lovely. And we have several pages of special notes that were written from our children's ministry. And this morning, we finished up with the children. So you'll see them. And fortunately, we had some available too today. So we were able to get them as well. So as we finish up, there's like several pages. Remember to laugh and love. And smile big. So say hi, smile, and love, because one of Candace's favorite words is awesome. So happiness blooms where seeds of love and joy are planted. So today is the day that we send our blessings with you, knowing that God says, "I am with you, and I will protect you wherever you go." Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, and all the children. That was special. They did a book for me too, but it was only half a page. It just said, "Don't talk so much." So, with that being done, I think it's time for the choir to come up and give us their rendition for this morning.
I think we're on afternoon now.
Oh, well, it's afternoon. Susan had to correct me, it is afternoon.
Longer to sit here. I hope you don't mind.
Where we go?
Yeah, well.
rid of Reverend Candace. So this anthem is called I Believe, and the soloist is Renata Kennedy. And I'm thankful I still remember how to do this.
You just wave your hand.
That's it. I probably trying to. Could have saved a lot of time and trouble.
I believe in the song. I believe in the song. Even when it's not shining. I believe in the song. I believe in the song. Even when it's not shining. I believe in love. I believe in love. Even when I don't feel it. I believe in love. I believe in love. Even when I believe in I believe in God. I believe in God. Even when God is silent.
It's amazing we can have so much good music in one church, right? And Susan, you haven't lost it. Speaking of Susan, I think at this point in time, we're going to get to hear from somebody who works more closely with Candace than any of us, and that's Reverend Susan.
Now you're in trouble.
The real truth. Nothing
Yes,
but the truth.
Lord.
Okay?
Confidentiality of the confessional.
So it is a joy and a privilege. It has been a joy and a privilege to serve with you, Candace, over the last 3 years as associate, and to be someone who has received mentorship especially in learning how to go out and reach new people and form new communities. And so I just wanted to lift up, highlight for us as this is a celebration of ministry, not just of Candace's ministry, right? But it is the ministry of all of us, as Candace so eloquently shared in her sermon. There are a few things that I think maybe she left out because, well, a measure of humility here for her. But do we realize that first of all, we have been led over the last 8 years by the Energizer Bunny incognito. Yes, that's one of the secrets I learned. Sorry to blow your cover, Reverend Candace. But seriously, the culture that Reverend Candace has helped us all to develop, to grow, is so important. It is the thing that makes churches thrive. And we don't know, we don't always see how Reverend Candace has been working with us to develop the culture of hospitality, of being that joyful community, being out there, reaching, drawing other people to Christ, that excellence and the spirit of camaraderie and working together for one vision. Vision casting is a gift of Reverend Candace. I could say a lot. When she came, she Desert Skies, right? You all helped to see what that vision is, a vision that you'd already been living into, but to articulate it so that we can all say that we know who we are, right? We are a joyful community drawing people to Christ. Candace has held a very fierce, solid core for this call that we all have as churches to plant new churches, to plant new communities. And she has guarded that very well for us and made sure we've stayed on that path. And so I pray that we will continue to realize to do that as the church going ahead. Candace has a remarkable ability to stand up and stand strong in the midst of controversy. We've had a lot of challenges, even since I've been here. COVID has been one. Learning how to build an online community, that's all been through Candace's leadership. But she also is willing to listen. She has an open mind and will listen to people from all perspectives and really wants to respect every perspective. And so I think those are some more subtle things that we need to be celebrating and thanking Candace for. And as we send her on her way, we are in a good place. We really are. And we have Candace and her leadership and all of you and all of us together and God to thank. So thank you, Reverend Candace. We'll miss you, but we know you'll be the Energizer Bunny up there in Chandler. Shh, we won't tell anybody.
Thanks, Reverend Susan. Time for more music. It's Mike, you ready? Yeah. We're ready for the Houghton Praise Band to give us their rendition of
Life song.
Life Song.
Life song.
Yeah.
Twice through, Mike. need some bass, Nick.
Other than me, are there any other Bruce Springsteen fans out there? Well, we need to thank Bruce. He couldn't make it, but he did see the E Street Band tonight. So. At this point, we have a surprise entrance into the program here. As everyone knows, I can't say no to anybody. So when asked if she could do a special presentation, of course it's yes. So Mary, you're on, kiddo.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody knows we had, oh, can you read that for me? I can talk real loud.
Not loud enough? Am I loud enough now? Okay, we have a Tuesday morning Bible study group that meets here. And the volunteer receptionist thought we were loud. I think that's what Leanne said. But anyway, that's beside the point. We had a wonderful time with Reverend Candace. The name of our study was Into the Mess by an artist. What was her name? Not the skater. Thank you, Debbie Thomas, but not the skater. But it's a wonderful book, and we can explore new perspectives on Bible studies. And we want to share with you the loss that we feel as our leader leaves us. But we want to celebrate the fact that she has been with us, and we'd like you to come up here and just see this little tiny token we have for you.
Is it gonna like jump out at me?
Well, you have to stand up. You have to stand on
Hey,
the side
dummy works.
for the safety of those in, go on the knob.
Woo! That was exciting. Thank you. And there's like a goodie inside.
Yes, that's all for you.
That was exciting. Is your heart stopped yet?
So I'm sure that'll encourage more of you to go to Bible study. They have a good time. I want to take a few minutes myself to share some thoughts. I think many of you know the story that before Candace actually arrived on our campus, we knew she was coming, and we had a task force before that that were looking at things we wanted to change and maybe improve upon and really address as we move forward. So I just happened to be in Las Vegas for, of course, a basketball tournament. So I got a hold of Candace and asked her if she'd meet me, and she was very gracious and she was willing to and happy to. At least she said that. And I presented her with many pages of things that we had come up with as a task force. And of course, when she got here, she probably already studied and reviewed them and was ready to move forward with many of those tasks as her first step into our congregation. And when I left her that day, she said, maybe I'm going to be running down to Tucson shortly to look at housing or something. And it wasn't until 2 days later when Sandy and I were driving home and we drove through Kingman, saw her running down the road, that she actually was running down to Tucson. Not really. She was on her bike. And when it was mentioned that she uses the word awesome quite often, of course that only refers to Mark, right? Yeah. And he would acknowledge that. But I was fortunate enough to have you folks let me be a lay leader and or church council chair during the entirety of Candace's service here. So we got to work on a lot of things and a lot of projects, and we had a lot of discussions about movement with the church and transition. And of course, we went through times that none of us want to ever go through again, but we got stronger. And we went through times when the church as a whole was making transitions, and she addressed it head on, didn't back away from it, and we as a church addressed it. We lost some folks, we gained some folks, things happened, things changed, but we continued to be strong. And as a member of our lay group that goes to conference, I get to talk to a lot of people from a lot of churches. And Susan said earlier that we are in good shape, and whenever we think we're not where we want to be, we had to put it in perspective, and we are really in good shape. And we should be proud of what we have done and how Candace has led us in that direction. One of the things that really I want to see happen more here is diversity, and we started to really move in that direction. Before, we had our program, our tutoring program, and we had a lot of folks attending church, Native American, Hispanic, more African American, and with COVID we lost a lot of that. So I put it out to the church and to Brooke and Susan. That's the direction that we continue to follow, and I know that it's something that Candace feels strongly about, and I think that's one of our challenges. I don't want to speak long because I know you guys don't want to hear me, but I just wanted to share a few things and let you know that what I've seen working from the inside out is a tremendous effort to make this church the very best church it can be, and to deal with issues that we had to deal with and not back down from them, and to keep promoting people to positions of leadership. And as the chair of church council, I encourage those of you that aren't presently in leadership to think about it for this upcoming year, because we can only move as well and as effective as our leaders. I don't know what the best word to use is, as they are models for us as we move forward and give us the direction we need. So that being said, Candace, it'll be a loss to me personally, and a loss to our church, a gain to Chandler, but we look forward to Brooke taking on and doing a wonderful job. And I've had the opportunity to meet her, and I think you all really will like her, and we'll put together a good welcome for her when she comes next month. That being said, I think, Nancy, is it time for you to share your wonderful vocal cords with us?
You tell me.
Now
Nancy. Beautiful as always. Our next, well, I don't want to call you a speaker, but when I asked him to serve as chair of SPRC, he had no idea what he was getting into. He had absolutely no idea. So probably not his favorite person in the world, but he's one of my favorite because he's done just a wonderful job, an outstanding job. And Brian, you can speak for yourself, for SPRC, and Allison, and anybody else you want to speak for.
All right, thank you. Thank you. So actually, before I share my remarks, I did want to start out, an event like this doesn't happen just on its own. I want to thank Diane Taylor, Mary Lou Metzger for spearheading this, Fred for being our MC, Ken jumped in and did logistics, and the Meal Ministries team. You guys put on, an awesome celebration. While I'm here to thank Candace and share some remarks on behalf of the entire congregation, I did want to share, some personal thoughts of Candace, which you've meant to us. Alice and I have only been members of Desert Skies for about 5 years, so not as long as some of you know Candace, but Candace is the only pastor we've known here, and she's really a big part of the reason why we became members of Desert Skies. And I could make a large list of what about Candace attracted us here, but there's a few things that really stood out that I want to talk about. When we first started coming here, we just really felt the welcoming and open environment that is Desert Skies. And as we got to know Candace better, it became clear that the character of the church is also a reflection of the personality of the pastor. It's the people as well, but the pastor sets the tone for what the church is. And you can really, it's a tangible sense of welcoming here that I think everyone can feel, and it's clear in the words that people have said about you. Second, this is kind of, everyone sees this. You have this uncanny, incredible ability to write and deliver thought-provoking sermons that challenge you to be a better person and to lead a more Christ-like life without feeling bad about who you are at that exact moment, because we're all on a journey. That wasn't necessarily my church experience growing up, and honestly, that is one of the reasons why I chose to become a member of a church for the first time in my adult life, because the message here was the message that I appreciated. You have a true passion for being an inclusive church, and that's not just lip service, that welcoming environment that I felt you want to make sure all of God's children feel that. And your passion and leadership in that area were particularly important during a difficult time for the Methodist Church. So thank you for that. And then your love of music. It's one of our values, excellence in music. And boy, wasn't that on example here today like it is every week. So please, thanks to all the musicians for this series of music. So I know my experience isn't unique. If I asked everyone in this room to get up, they could give and said the characteristics that you bring, the things that you've done to change their lives, we would be here forever. And so in lieu of that, I did find a verse that I thought fit well and could say things in words better than I can. What I pray for you, guidance for the paths your feet will daily follow, wisdom for the counsel you are asked to give, compassion for those you are called upon to help. What I wish for you, strength to stand for what is true and right, even when there is opposition, courage to press on even when things seem routine, perseverance to follow the desires God has placed in your heart even when you doubt. What I give to you is support for your friendship, appreciation for your calling and gifts, and thanks for the person you are in Christ. So Candace, please know you've made a real difference in the lives of so many, not just in this congregation, but throughout the entire local community. You mean so much to everyone in this room. We appreciate your guidance, your wisdom, your friendship, and your love. And we pray that we've been able to return a fraction of that to you. You'll be sorely missed and will always be remembered. So if you join me real quick. Sorry, I didn't know I was an emotional person. So many people in the congregation really wanted to do something special for you, so we set up a gift fund. We wanted to celebrate your ministries, and knowing that you and Mark are creating a new home, we thought the best thing we could do would be do something in the way of gift cards, and we hope that you will use it however you want. We hope you'll buy something special that you'll see daily to remind you of us here at Desert Skies. So I'll give this to you. The wrapping is not mine. That's how as you know by decorations, this is Alex's work. I also wanted to make you aware that one of our members gave a very generous donation of $1,000 to the Male Development Fund, given in honor of your ministries, which I think you would appreciate given your passion for growing churches. So on behalf of Desert Skies, please accept this, and thank you. We all join me in thanking you very much.
You better sit down now. One thing that's so amazing to me is I look around the room and I have a story with every single one of you. And what a blessing you have been in my life. There's one little piece of my ministry here that just really got overlooked. That is my heartburst. So I am so grateful for the last 5 years of being able to be the youth leader at Desert Sky. And Katie and Claire, you're the only two left. They've been coming up hugging me and leaving me. Oh no, ladies are over here. So, oh, there you are. Oh good. Stand up. Come on, Sophia, Harley, all youth, would you stand up? You all are amazing, but they're awesome. And it has been a privilege for me to be able to take on that role when we could no longer afford a youth pastor. So we've done wonderful things together. Back a long, long time ago, Mark and I were off the coast of Norfolk in England, and I was sitting on the beach praying about my next steps in ministry. And at that point, I knew I would be starting my first new church. And this song that the band sang Life Song, which was a Casting Crowns song, was popular at the time, and it became my theme song of who I wanted to be in ministry. That at the end of the day, God would sign God's name and say, you did what was true to your heart, and you're okay. So that became a driving force for ministry for me. And so thank you all for doing that song. That's my heart song. The song that the choir sang, so there was a method to my madness for all of us. The song that the choir sang was one, Susan, I think we first did it with you, and then you left me after 6 months.
Never gonna let that go.
Yeah. Just so you know, I just got word at my new church that the office administrator just resigned before I even got there. And the children and family minister, so I was like, okay, I have this curse anyway, but I think, and so then we sang it again, and it became a sermon series. Many of you might remember we made that song into a sermon series, and that became a core song for me about my faith. And so singing it today, not only do we have an amazing choir, and Raymond, you?
Yeah.
Ragtime at the beginning, into all the beautiful ways that you do any kind of music we put in front of you. What a gift you are to the church, to me personally. And so you all have, I lost my voice not very long ago. So before you all knew me, I actually was a pretty good singer. Mark knew me.
and somehow that just went away, and so you have been able, probably your fault. So you all have been my voice. So thank you. Music is core to who I am, and I have about 5 notes that are still pretty good, but that's about it. So I find all the songs I can right there. But you have brought me joy and support. I don't think you have ever told me no to any idea that I have. You might have said, we might look at it this way instead of this way, but you went for it, right? Which, what a blessing that is for any pastor. And I have so much in my heart that I want to say, top off to the Croma family for coming from Colorado to let me baptize. Periodically, I would get little messages from Sylvia about how you all were doing, and I said, well, haven't they found a church yet? And she says, no, they watch you every week. And so, knowing that we could wave at your kids on Sunday mornings, no one faces, except for they've grown a lot since we saw them last. But lest you ever wonder why we do online church, remember today. Because the way we can connect and keep our church community growing bigger than we can ever have just by being in person is huge. Many of you know Mary Daly, who has an immunocompromised, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. She has not been able to come to church since the pandemic hit because that would be a life or death situation for her. And she's able to continue to be part of the faith community because we have online worship. The congregation that we're developing in Vail, friends, trust me, they're not going to drive up here. A lot of them aren't. And so to be down there as one church is so amazing because what we have here at Desert Skies is just incredible. And you've been able to see a bit of that today. So I will stop talking because you've been here long enough today. But I thank you for welcoming me, for loving me, and for encouraging me, and for following me. Because we've done a good job together. So God bless.
Okay, just because she's leaving doesn't mean you guys can't be coming to church every Sunday. You know, I just want to take one quick moment. I look around as I sat up here because with my vertigo, I wasn't so confident walking up and down all the time. And it gave me a chance to look out and see everyone. And, you know, I think everybody here has played a major part in this church community. In so many different ways that it's pretty incredible. And, you know, nobody appreciates that. Well, maybe somebody does, but not many people appreciate it more than I do. Because I know how much is involved with it and how much it's needed and how we as congregants make the church go. And so yes, we're gonna miss Candace tremendously. We'll miss Mark a little bit. But we still have each other, so let's just keep things going. And I appreciate everybody being here today and all the celebration. And that's it for today. And everybody drive safely, and we'll see you next week.